Okay, what we're going to go over today are pass-throughs. This is a great shoulder opener, and what Melanie has in her hand right now is what's actually one of those light bulb grabbers. So we hit the light bulb from high on your ceiling. But my point is with this, it could literally be anything. It could be a broomstick, it could be a PVC pipe, it could be a towel even, or a band, an exercise band. So what we're going to show you today is how to open up her shoulders. Melanie's having a little bit of trouble in her shoulder today, and we're going to loosen up the entire shoulder itself. So first and foremost, you see that the pole is resting right in her hip crease. If she were to lift her knee, her left knee up, you'd see that it's right in where her hip crease is, and the way that she gets that measurement is based off of where she's holding it in relation to her body. So with arms extended all the way out, you see that it rests right there in the the crook of her hip there, okay? So what she's gonna do right now is just lift it to overhead, okay? And what she wants to do is start stretching out her shoulders. The front of her shoulder in particular is what we're looking for. Was it the left side that's bothering you?
Right side.
It's the right side that's bothering her, okay? So we're gonna start doing some exercises that'll start helping loosen up that shoulder itself. So these are called our pass-throughs. So Melanie's shoulder mobility is actually pretty good. So I can demonstrate a pass-through, please. So starting from in front, going all the way through. And you'll see, can you go ahead and stop at the point that would be kind of tough for you? So right around there, okay? She's, like I said, she's got a little bit better shoulder mobility than most, being a yoga instructor and how long she's been taking care of her shoulders. But most of us get stuck somewhere right around here, okay? And now if that were the case, what she could do is bend at the hip. So she would bend over at the hip, go ahead and do that. And then stick, or find that sticking point, that part that's rough. And then that'll help kind of take or alleviate some stress on her shoulders themselves. When she goes to stand up now, you'll see she's in that same position where her sticking point is. But now that the bar is well behind her body, does that a little bit more intense because of gravity taking its toll, right? Okay, so if this is too much for you, what you could do is, again, bend over at the hips. And then now this takes the load off of the shoulders a little bit, but it still allows the stretch to occur in the front of the shoulder itself. Now go ahead and stand up. What she could do is 10 pass-throughs. So starting from her hip, she's gonna bring it all the way through. There you go. And touch her back, if she can get that full range of motion, which she can. And can you explain what you're feeling right now?
Tightness on the same side, but the more that I do it, the more it opens up, and there's less of the sticking point effect.
Ooh,
oh, baby.
That was my fault. But you get the idea. I was a little bit too close trying to get the shot, yeah. So what Melanie's saying is that she is feeling better as she goes along now, okay? Trying to get you an idea. Now you could take your time, go as slow as you need to. You could also only go as far as you need to. If this was tough for Melanie, get up and bring it back down real quick. She could actually widen her grip even more, and then that would be a little bit easier for her to get all the way through. A lot easier, right? Now go ahead and bring it back down to your hips. Now walk it inside of what your original position was. So there's her original position. To walk it in, that's her original position right there. Walk it in about a hand's width. There you go. Good. So significantly closer. Okay. So now go ahead and try to go overhead. You see that sticking point. You see the wince in her face, right? So it's to that point where you can't get it, right? So as her shoulder opens up, she can start challenging herself by bringing her wrist closer in on her movement as her shoulder loosens up. After that, should be good to go.